with it. Okay, now we do it.
Well, to the gun.
Okay. Hi guys, Captain Muffet here. Hope you enjoy. We're gonna talk about the movie Metal Engines, or the movie that didn't have a pretty good direction.
Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines. Yeah.
Yes.
Futuristic steampunk, pretty cool ideas. Anyway, we'll begin with our main protagonist, which is Esther. Hester.
Yeah. From Hester.
Hester. And she basically looks at one of the cities that she wants to get to London, the biggest city. That's basically, think about Mad Max from the video game Mad Max with warlords. That's exactly the same. So they live in a futuristic steampunk city, and Earth has recovered kinda well, except what do you want to say? Explain your part,
Well,
and
the
I will
thing is,
explain.
okay, I'll explain the backstory here a bit.
Yes, please, because
So
I'm not gonna certainly do that.
it's
The world,
basically 1,000 years.
1,000 years in the future.
Yes, you don't have to repeat everything I say. I can
Yeah.
just say it. It's basically 1,000 years in the future, and and
Now when I'm thinking about it, it has cool ideas,
but
but
yeah,
the execution is like, I needed to ask my assistant, like, what are they saying?
the thing is like it's basically post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic,
Yeah.
yes.
So everything
Sorry, shit.
was destroyed in a huge war.
In a huge war,
Fractured that took place.
basically World War Three,
Yeah, but maybe it was World War Ten. We don't know.
World War Ten, yeah, World War
We
10,
don't know.
whatever.
Anyway, so
So it was a big giant laser or something. They
maybe
destroyed.
we don't know what.
We don't know it.
It was some very strong weapons. Maybe the Medusa was part of it. Yeah. Anyway,
You making me laugh.
so
Anyway, the movie is based on four books. I think the books are much better than
wait,
movies.
let me tell you the backstory.
All right, yes, continue. Continue, my co-pilot
The
Mohammed,
Teutonic plates were
my guest for the evening.
the Teutonic plates were fractured due to all the explosions and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
fractured beyond belief.
So the
Fractured beyond belief, man. Holy shit.
the entire world map is so different, and in this universe, in this future, England and the Great Britain are connected with a land bridge to Europe. So
Yeah, they're
basically-
connected to Europe and they want to go back.
Yes.
The old leader wants to go back,
and
while our main evil protagonist
yes,
wants not to go back.
but that comes later. So what happens is the Great British people are going around the European plains and are raiding the.
Pretty similar to what happened in the past.
No, yeah, but the thing is, like, it has some. It's
It
very
makes-
similar to what happened in the steppes with the Nobel tribes that went around raided each other.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
that
were
makes
not. They didn't have settlements. They were like going from place to place.
Do you remember what the story voice said in the beginning of the movie? It was a story voice. I forgot to mention. Do you remember that?
No.
It was in the credits, in the logos, when the movie began. It
Yeah.
was basically like one told, like, 100 years ago the world was destroyed, and now the world is ravaged in battlefields. It's basically, this movie is basically like Gladiator, except if Gladiator was cities.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And Hunger Games, kinda.
Well, I saw a movie of them. It's called Mongol. It's about how the Mongols rose up to power and like conquered almost the entire world. And
It's a movie. It's another movie.
This. Yeah.
Oh, alright. But I've never seen that one, so.
Now.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy Captain Buffett reviewing this movie. I do it for all of you for free. Seriously, for free. But anyway, I enjoyed the aesthetics and I enjoy how they captured the city. They captured it. And did you think the chase scene was like a bit? It was cool. It was cool. And the city split up. Actually, the small city that our main protagonist Hestia, or God, I don't want to combine it into a good anime character's name.
Hester.
Esther, whatever. The main protagonist chick with red hair. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically she infiltrated that city, which we should call little, nice looking Europe city.
Yeah.
Trade town.
Bavarian city.
Yeah, the English called it the barbarian city.
No,
Jesus,
not
that's
barbarian. Bavarian.
Bavarian.
It's from southern Germany. It was a mining city.
Oh, a mining city. Thank you for.
That came to sell the salt that they had mined.
All right. Thank you for reminding me that. That's what I wanted to ask you actually when I was in the movie theater. Like, half of this movie, I was like thinking, what are they doing? Like, I understand what they did, but it's like, give me a bit more explanation about the world here. Maybe pause a minute. Don't run around like idiots.
Yeah.
That's what I think about the movie a bit. But I like the artistic style, but the cities, how they would function in the world. Seriously, an engineer from our time would say this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, obviously,
Like,
it's pretty obvious. You cannot have
yeah, the
city.
time here. We need to split the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
You
Okay,
cannot.
we continue with the story.
You
Yeah.
cannot have the city running 24/7.
No, because they need
Yeah.
fuel for wheat.
Yeah, it you need a lot of
I
fuel,
think the
and
novels.
you have to repair it. Like it's not like it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
last forever.
No.
Right?
No. But I think the novels. This movie is based on novels. Jeez, now I get it.
Hmm.
But at least the Harry Potter books and Harry Potter movies has more consistency. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. So basically, our main protagonist gets into the city. We should call it the European Yellow City or a beautiful city. Just a beautiful city.
Yeah.
And they have different priests with different masks and stuff. Yeah, I should explain more. Damn it, I'm just one behind. Okay. So basically, our main protagonist waits to get into the city. She gets, like you said, intentionally captured to try to kill the main evil bad guy with beard.
Yeah, she was basically like got on. There were a lot of cities that were trading, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, there were hundreds. There were like 5 or 6 cities in
Yeah.
together to the European city.
they
City A.
They get together.
So
they
basically,
trade,
the
and they leave.
British were the city B.
So then they saw the
Yeah.
British coming, and she was waiting to see which city would be the slowest one. Which one would probably be the one that gets taken because
Yeah.
the slowest one.
And they said, dump all the salt, and I'm like thinking like one of the engineers or something. You know?
Yeah, like that was a lot of salt, 80 tons of salt.
Yeah, that's a 80 ton of waste of money.
Yeah, and that's the only reason they were
Yeah,
hunting
different.
the city was for
What was the
salt.
money in the universe? It
I
was
don't
began
know.
something with P.
Quirks, something like that.
We call it something easier. P.
Instead of quids.
Quits.
No, quids is what is in UK today, but like it was some operation of that.
Some combination of quids.
I think it was quirks.
Yeah, but some combination.
Yeah.
So then we meet our other protagonist that I told you before, Tom, and we meet the other guy. The historian. The historian guy that was a good guy.
Yeah, well, we only see him like 5 times. He
Yeah,
has
but
like
what
three
was his
lines.
name?
The black guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We call him James. Mr. James.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. James was basically talking about the historical artifacts, and then he talked to the old guy that we call. You don't want to look on IGMB, do you? No, whatever.
I cannot find it.
All right, but we call him Jim.
Yeah.
So basically, he talked to the old guy Jim, and he said, "Be careful about the earthquakes." So basically, in this universe, they have earthquakes that basically have done like, yeah. So we know that they can get killed by those. So then they're like, "No, not the precious statues," and those precious statues were the freaking minions.
Yes.
Oh my god! When I saw them, I laughed my ass. When I saw them, I was like thinking, "What the fuck?"
He called them American deities.
American deities.
Yes.
The minions! Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god! And they even had this phone like I have. Oh shit! I shouldn't do that. That was my password for some shit. Nope. So they had basically my phone like this as a relic from the 12th century. Was it the 12th century? You know, the 12th.
21st century.
21st century shit.
21st.
21st century. So they had basically my phone and the minions. Yay! The minion will outlast us all. I don't want that. Please! For the love of God. But anyway, so basically our main protagonist, Tom, says that he has artifact, he studies it, and we meet the other chick in the story. What was her name?
Oh my god.
You know what we name her?
Anna. Her name was Anna. Yeah.
Anna. Yeah, Anna. Just easier.
Right? With the blade
Anna.
in the boot.
What?
The blade in the boot.
No, not that one.
You're thinking
The
about
blonde one.
Yeah, well, I don't remember her.
God, there's so many characters in this movie.
Yeah,
I just want to tell this.
problem.
Okay, tell this you to you.
I'm gonna see what her name was.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Just
like,
wait a minute, okay, guys?
she's
It's a
actually
long
like
video.
a minor character, although she's like supposed to be the daughter of the guy.
The daughter of the evil guy. The daughter of the evil guy. We could call her.
Sophie Cox. Is that her?
You know what we call her? Maya Gad knows. Much easier.
Lily Potts. Is that her? No, she should have the same name as the main guy.
Oh my god.
It's so hard to find these.
This
The
is so
actress.
stupid.
No, wait, Catherine Valentine.
Thank you, my god. Oh, just call her Valentine then. Much easier.
Yeah.
Okay, we find the name.
But her father is also Valentine.
Catherine. Alright, Catherine.
Yeah.
So Catherine is the daughter of the main bad guy now. I'm sorry if I have not told the whole story, but it's like first we need to tell the world building, but how are we gonna tell that before we tell the story? It's complicated. This movie's complicated as
Yeah.
shit. I'm starting to consider if the movie is worse than Peter Pan. Remember that movie?
I don't think I do.
It's an old Peter Pan movie that won the reboot
How old is it? When did we
from 3-4 years ago.
did we see it? Really?
I think I didn't see it. I think I saw it with Panay. Anyway, that movie was the worst one I had, but this one is starting to contend it.
I'm gonna see that movie.
But anyway,
it's familiar, but I can't put my.
it's live action. But anyway, we continue with the story. So our main protagonist, Tom, our other main protagonist, talks to Anne, the chick with the blonde hair, anyway, and he basically discovers about what happened to the world. He basically shows when he goes to his lab, his little what should we say, thinker place, where he goes to his lab. He finds the nuclear weapons, their modern nuclear weapons type of things, isn't it? You know the weapons he hid it behind the the European map. Just 1 second. Why did I do that?
I don't know.
You can see in the video, it's weird. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Have fun time and enjoy. Captain Moffat talking about Mortal Engines. It's hard to follow because there was a lot of stuff happening. There were some cool ideas, but execution-wise, blah.
Is this Captain Hook from that movie?
Yeah.
But it's very old. It's from 2003 then.
No, then you took it wrong. Anyway, whatever. So basically, Tom talks to this girl. No, it's not that. It's not that as modern.
Yeah.
But anyway, basically Tom talks to this girl, shows to what happened in the real. He basically took a chip, which was a bread chip. How do you put a freaking bread thing in a computer? Do you remember that?
No.
When he showed what happened in the past, of our past,
Yeah.
he showed a deadly weapon that they called the Medusa.
Yeah.
And he showed her, and he's like, oh my god. But it's like, if they have more dangerous weapon now, which are some... What was that? Could you help me here, please?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
You know when he showed her... Damn it, my voice. You know when he showed her all the stuff from the past?
Yeah.
The ship and shit? He showed her basically that what happened was a big giant... Someone filmed it, and a giant laser cannon from space, shooting down to New York or something like that, and destroying it with a purple light.
Yeah.
And who the fuck would have their time to freaking do that? That's a waste. You would run.
Well, they did it because I don't think they expected it, and I'm pretty sure they
But
died.
they didn't explain.
It was found as an artifact, so they probably died.
So basically, our main protagonist, Tom, our other main protagonist from what was the chick's name again? Yeah, the chick with the red hair.
With the red hair.
Yeah, the chick with the red hair.
Who the heck is that? There was nobody with the red hair. She had the red
The main
bandana.
yeah, but the main protagonist.
She had black hair.
The red bandana one.
Yeah.
I said her real name in this video later before.
Yes.
But the thing is,
Hester.
Hester, yeah.
Hester.
So whatever. I'm just like, oh my god, this movie is so annoying. Yeah. This movie was fun, but it's like throwing me hundreds of things. So basically, like, he showed her the past, and then he shows her the artifacts that he found, which are basically nuclear dangerous weapons from our time. Yay! And he hid them behind the European map. And there were some different factions. They were a mechanical engineer faction. Mm-hmm. And in anime and in other medium, engineers are good guys.
Yeah, but now they're bad. And I don't know
Okay, you will talk now. I will drink a bit.
The thing is, they didn't really explain what the engineers do and what.
No, they
purpose
didn't
of-
explain it.
It looks like Valentine. He had them under his finger. Right?
Yeah, the Valentine, the evil
They
villain,
come.
Valentine.
Yeah, he
Not the daughter.
not the daughter, but he made them do stuff for him. He made them build a weapon. But what are their purpose otherwise? Like, what are they supposed to do?
They're engineers. They build fucking machines.
Yeah, or do they maintain them? What do they
Like
do
if-
otherwise? What is their original purpose? That's what their original purpose is, not to build death machines for Valentine. They
No.
had some other purpose. So they never explained who they
No.
are. Are they good guys? Are they bad guys?
Or are they gray or neutral?
Yeah, like
That's fucking confusing.
because
Okay,
when,
the clock shut.
when they said like the
Open
engineers,
Jetkin.
and then he said something bad about them.
The
He said-
the library guy. What was he? The black guy.
Tom.
Tom.
No, you're thinking about the African American.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well,
James. They basically James said, "Oh, they attacked me," blah blah blah. But when Tom was showing this to the girl, then his rival came.
Yeah.
There's so many characters in the movie.
Well, the thing is, Valentine, he said like the engineers always get in the way or something like that,
Yeah.
and implying that there's some kind of rivalry or hate between him
Between
and
the librarians
no,
and
not the librarians, the engineers
historians.
and Valentine. No,
the engineer. Oh.
the engineers and Valentine.
Ah.
But he
So
controls
the villain.
them.
So how can they be fighting?
Yeah, that's the thing. Why didn't they explain? Because he said that,
All
but
right.
there was a totally different thing. I was hoping that they will explain it a bit. Why does he hate the engineers when he controls them? It makes no
That
sense.
makes no shit sense. But anyway, so basically, our main protagonist Tom, the other one, he basically the second main protagonist. He basically it will be a bit longer this video. I know. I need to shorten it down. But he basically explains this to her, shows the deadly weapon behind the mirror, behind the wall
Yeah.
from the European map, and shows this is how Europe looked before. What did he explain? Like before everything crushed into each other.
Yeah.
What was it?
Before the tectonic
The tectonic
tectonic plates
the tectonic plates crashed into each other.
shattered, not crashed into each other.
It shattered.
Yes.
Sorry for the misinformation. Shattered. So,
Go on.
and how would you hide it behind a wallpaper? That's the laziest shit you could ever do. And he gets spotted by his rival. What was the rival again? The other guy, the other nice looking guy.
Yeah. That's the thing.
They have many characters and then explain.
They didn't put any effort into him.
And he
He's
hid
like-
it
he's
behind
generic-
another house
like-
he lived in.
I don't even know his name. His name is generic bad guy number 338.
No, he's not.
No, but that's the thing.
We call him Edward.
Yeah, well,
It
doesn't
works,
really
it works.
matter. He's the bad guy.
He's
He's
the
the
bad-
bad guy.
He's the henchman. Other side.
No, he's not even the henchman. He doesn't have anything to do with Valentine.
No, but he wanted promotion from him, so.
Yeah, he's just like.
Sorry if I'm jumping around the movie,
He's
but
just an opportunistic guy that he's like,
He
yeah,
like-
because he happened to see where Tom hid all the weapons.
yeah. But Tom explained that their weapons that they have now that they found.
Yeah.
And what did they explain about scavenging? Yeah,
The thing is,
you explain.
He
I will
collects-
eat. I will drink this.
Tom collects a bunch of weapons that he hides.
He's basically like me in Fallout 76.
But the thing is,
He's basically like me, like in
he's not
Fallout
going to
76.
use them. He's just
Mhm.
going to throw them away. So why not throw them away to begin with? Why did you have to hide and keep a stash of weapons?
That could be super deadly.
Yes.
And you know what's funny? I think that they missed on the opportunity to use the Chekhov's gun. Because
Why?
if you clearly
No,
show something.
you should use it, but it was used. Like they
Alright,
used it in
right,
the
right.
Medusa.
Yeah, right. But
Right.
we shouldn't spoil that.
So he said like, oh yeah, when we drive over a swamp, I'm just gonna throw it down the swamp. So nobody
Yeah, but what
finds
swamp
it.
was it? A swamp from
Yeah.
an
or,
evil.
Or wait, instead of dropping the swamp, why not drop it into the big machine that
Eats
eats
it!
everything? Eats everything and makes it to the fuel for a city, right?
Do you remember the toaster situation?
Yeah.
That was pointless.
That's also like, what's the point?
It was a nice toaster, and they say they put it in a museum. Okay, Tom is basically an apprentice to James, the museum curator, to the old guy that likes the old shit as well. They save and preserve stuff, like in Fallout 3, preserving the Declaration and stuff.
It's a good movie, but it's ruined by not being well executed.
And it's not explained in the world.
Yeah, like the only reason that they had Tom's rival, the bad guy, is so
Was
that
to give him a foil.
is to make him uh, tell them where the hidden weapons are.
Where the stash is.
Yeah, but why? When Valentine kicks Tom off from the place, why?
Yeah, but don't spoil that. I need to explain that part. Let me do it. Let me explain. Let me
I'm not
explain.
gonna explain.
Let me do it.
Well, anyway.
Okay. So basically, Hestia.
Wait,
Basically,
I'm not finished. Before, when Valentine.
we're jumping around the movie. All right.
When
We're
Valentine,
jumping around
yes,
the movie. Hmm?
when Valentine is not
We're jumping
friends
around the movie.
with Tom anymore, isn't it like logical for him to go into his office and see if he knows something? You know, who is this guy? Like, how can I locate him and kill him if he's not there? You know, just
When
go and rummage through his
Valentine.
office. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Idiot.
he could.
We didn't even see that. Maybe
No.
they cut it out from the movie. That's
No,
bullshit.
because it didn't happen. Because that will be the way for him to find the weapons, right?
That would
And
make
it will
sense.
work.
That would have made sense.
Find some other way, not just have a character so that something can happen in the future.
Yeah. Edmund.
And
Edmund character.
Does that bad guy that spied on him?
You know
Does
the
he
young
always
guy,
spy on
Edmund.
him? You know how creepy that is.
Oh my god!
Right
When he's showering or
yeah,
when he's going to the toilet.
he literally just managed to spy on him in the right time. Does he always spy on him?
And
What are you doing?
oh my god, this is funny. Okay, I like the Japanese and Chinese art style in this movie and the steampunk stuff. I like the steampunk. Do you like the steampunk?
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to explain. He is the higher up. Oh, now I remember. The rival, James, not James. The rival guy. What was it? Damien.
Yeah.
We could call him. Fuck, I'm taking different names.
Something else.
But the rival guy said, "I'm higher than you. I can fire you whenever I want," and he did it.
Something else.
All right, you tell.
They added characters throughout the entire movie, from beginning to end. New characters were introduced all the time.
Explain to me, like.
Just.
That's what I think in my head. Like, I did this to my assistant like this.
Yeah.
Please, can you explain?
For in the end, for instance, they introduced the character with the sword that saved Valentine's life, right?
Yeah.
They introduced him just so he can save Valentine's life. Like
Wait, who Valentine?
Valentine,
Which one?
the bad guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
who with the sword?
The one that had the beard, right? And the
Ah, the
top hat,
beard.
and the little like
The
the
top
bowler
hat. No,
hat.
they introduced him
Bowler
a
hat.
bit before.
Yeah, before he died. They introduced him just so that he can die.
The fuck? They did basically in Han Solo.
Friends of the Asian chick with the glasses, with
Yeah.
the sunglasses.
Yeah, toilet.
Yeah,
Toilet.
They introduced like 4 or 5 people with names and everything, just so that they could have more pilots in the air in the end. Like, you don't have to do that. You can just add more pilots in the air. Like, we can say a bit of the fleet that didn't go up before they all got blown up. You can just tell them, everybody follow me, and then you will
Yeah,
have
they
like
did it. They
5
did
less
it. They
names
did
to
it. Follow me
remember.
now. Go now. Prepare.
Yeah, but you had 5 people that you have to remember. Oh, who are these people? Oh, yeah, there we have Toa, and we have Yasmin, and we have, you know, it gets like, oh, okay, there are these people, and here on this side, you know?
Do you see my face, guys? I'm like, oh my god. I'm like this.
Like, it's okay to introduce characters, but you cannot do it so much.
That's too much. But the thing is, the rival of Tom. Oh wait, now fuck. Sorry for my words. The chick, the main protagonist with the bandana, with the red bandana. I've said many names to her. She basically infiltrates and stabs him. It doesn't even kill him.
Yeah,
But it was cool. It was cool. It was a cool scene, though. It was a cool scene. But she only did it just for many years, and then she said, "You made me fail," and almost tries to kill Tom. For what?
The thing is,
he had his job. He did a job.
She spent months and months to get on it, and when she finally gets on, what's the chance that he's going to be down there even when she gets on? It's a very
50
slim.
from a 100 chance.
Yeah.
Or 1 to 100.
It happens. So she has her shot. She's gonna stab him and kill him, and she stabs him. And it goes in like this much.
What do you think about the propaganda? The propaganda of the England, like, oh, come and join and separate your children. They literally said, separate your children for 5 or 6 hours and then reunite with your parents.
If, children and parents might be separated for a while, or something like that, for a short while. Anyway.
Okay, but we continue. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's complicated, but
I'm just trying to remember all the characters that were introduced, and it didn't.
Okay, but let me explain. Let me remember. All right. Wait. So basically, the other guy that spied on him, We can call him Mr. Spy Idiot.
Wait, Kisna.
He had the authority to take him off.
The engineer guy. No, not the engineer. The guy that we were up to. He that saw Valentine kick Tom off.
Yes.
No.
What should we call him? The guy with the gray hair with cool attitude. The guy with gray hair, cool attitude.
They
right?
introduce him only so he can witness what happens, and then go with the daughter and
Yeah, but
make her see that
remember, he
her
had a
son bad.
connection with the daughter of the evil bad guy.
Yeah, so basically they will be.
I think he was in love with her or
Yeah,
something.
the thing is, they were supposed to become love interests, I suppose, because I thought that the blonde chick and Tom was supposed to be love interests, but no, that didn't
No,
happen.
that didn't happen.
So
And she was like,
but there was nothing.
she
in the
didn't
end.
even stop it. He was like, yeah, I'm going, bye.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, what did Tom's rival do? Now I remember. Okay, we have time. But what did Tom's rival? He said, I have authority over you. And he's like, what? What the fuck are you gonna do? Like, he just come in there like, hi. He just showed up. Even in the movie that I watched even earlier than this, the movie that I watched last week, Fantastic Beasts, Grindelwald, had consistency.
Yeah.
That one had consistency. I'm serious.
Like the thing is, I'm not gonna say that this is a bad movie because it was.
It had potential.
Yeah, it's maybe one of the best movies I've seen this year. No, wait, Deadpool 2, nothing beats that.
No, nothing beats
But
that.
it's a good movie I've seen this year.
No, actually, Spider Verse will actually contend for that.
We'll see.
I hope that.
The movie could have been so much better if they made it simpler, like
Easy, explain.
less characters, less stuff happening on the screen.
Or
at the same
do
time.
it like fucking Harry Potter does, separate.
Yeah. Like even one of the main characters, Strike, he has like a story arc.
Hope you enjoyed the video.
Which is pretty
Strike.
like long, and you're like,
Yeah,
he's gonna
but
be.
Strike, we should call him Strike the good guy, Strike the honest.
Wait, the guy, he basically kills everybody and like massacres people.
Yeah, he's basically, we call him the Green Terminator.
Like he survives a missile
Shit.
and everything.
Yeah, but we call him a Terminator. When did he get shot by a missile?
When they were on the sausage city, whatever that.
No. The flying. Now I remember the flying enemy raider city. Or the flying resistance city.
No. He was shot in the missile when they tried to escape with the ship. Remember?
Yeah, with the.
And the Asian chick shot him with a missile.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway, he survives all that, and then in the end, you know what kills him? We don't know. He just falls over and dies.
And the thing is, I liked him. I like the guy. We should call him Terminator Green. Terminator Green. He basically saves the girl. So explain about the main protagonist girl. She basically gets saved after she's 3 years, and he is what was it? What did the bad guy say? He went to a prison in water that looked like a crab. Yeah. Interesting, cool idea. Can you explain that? I will.
Can somebody please explain why Valentine blew up the prison?
They did jump cuts. When I think about it,
he wanted to set free the guy, but he can just tell the guy, people like, yeah, we have to set him free. He's gonna kill a bad person.
Yeah,
no,
but another question.
He just blows up the freaking prison and kills everybody.
And I think the side characters are thinking like, what the fuck did he do that for?
Yeah.
Mate.
What was the point?
And what did you like about the people though from Britain? They were like, yay, sure to murder and destroy the city. Yeah. I'm like,
when they're like capturing towns and stuff, people are like cheering, yeah, we're gonna capture them, yeah, whoa. But that's the thing, like they're consumers, so what we see is people getting killed. What they see is like, yeah, we're gonna get free shit.
We're gonna get free shit.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
Wait, that's basically consumerism in a nutshell.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, we're gonna have.
Hope you enjoyed the video.
Vi har tid eller?
Vi har tid?
Yeah. So that
stannar lite längre.
Before they captured like the Salt City, they probably thought like, yeah, now we're gonna have more salt in our dinner tables.
Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. When they were like in the last part of the movie, they were like fighting, and that was a cool fight. That looked like Germany's bridge or Germany's defense walls in World War II or something. A bit like Attack on Titan. But you know what? Screw that. Attack on Titan should not be compared to this.
This movie is made by the same people that made Lord of the Rings. And
what?
Yeah. So when I saw this movie,
what the fuck?
When I saw the wall, I was like, this wall is familiar.
It's wait, that was made by the Hobbit crew and the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you could have made it so better.
No, but that's the thing, like.
Oh my god.
In which of these movies?
Oh my god, I'm like this. Look at this. I'm like this. I'm gonna be like this. What the fuck?
Christian, in which one of these cities have you seen a huge wall between two mountains that protects, for instance, let's say the lands of Mordor?
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, but now it just turn around. So now it protects the lands of the good people that are not.
That is an irony.
Yeah. So that's.
But
When I saw
anyway,
that, I was like,
we continue with the
These are good
robots,
ideas.
the flashback. So basically, our main, what did you say in the video? The main protagonist chick. Can we go back to where she kicked out? She got kicked out. If we can, you know.
Yeah, we
So
don't
we
have
have
to go through
consistency with it.
everything. We can just.
But
talk about it randomly.
she got kicked out by a balcony, and I saw
Oh,
when
she
I watched
jumped.
it.
She jumped.
When I
the Tom got kicked off.
Tom got kicked off, but I saw in the video when I watched the movie, I saw the balcony bridge thing
Yeah.
was breaking, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna break.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna break when he caught her, but
And
that's a trope, you know. Like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna say it again, and they both
Nope.
fall. But yeah, it was good to see how Valentine was the one that broke it in the end. But how could Valentine know that the balcony was about to break?
yeah.
Imagine,
Secondly,
imagine if it didn't break and he kicked it and nothing happened because it was strong. And the Tom is like, what are you doing? He's like, break, damn it, break.
Oh my god! You know what I want? I want what if? You know
Yeah.
those movies. What if? Du vet
Yeah.
de här, vad heter det? How it should have ended.
And Tom is like,
How it
why
should
are you
have
kicking
ended.
the balcony? Are you mad or something? And he just like takes him and like throws him overboard or something. Like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but you know the movie, you know the series on YouTube, How It Should Have Ended.
Yeah.
I hope they do a review of this.
The thing
But
is, to make this make sense, Valentine should have gone to the like balcony and like put
Chopped
his
it
hands
off
on
or-
him. No, put his hands on it and be like, you know,
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, I wonder, like blah blah blah. And then he would see that it was weak, and then he would like turn around, go to the other side of
And then
town,
like, boom!
and then kick it. Then it would make sense, you know.
You just explained it.
Yeah, if he made it like that, then I would leave it like, yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Anyway, so after that, our main protagonist goes around in the wasteland or
Yeah.
the dangerous
The
areas.
thing is, it's not even a wasteland. It's actually a pretty good place to live in.
Yeah, and then they get captured by weird people number 2.
Yeah, they were trying to
You
escape.
explain.
Like,
Can you explain those people?
I suppose the people trying to capture them were like cannibals or something.
Yeah, they were cannibals,
Because
and
they weren't trying to capture them; they were trying to kill them.
yeah, they were trying to eat them, whatever.
Yeah, I suppose that's what they were doing.
I like the badass chick in the movie because she was like, "Don't fucking bother me, like seriously, you could die for all I
I
care."
don't need a friend. Yeah.
But how in the hell is it one chance that a robot from another war? What was that war again? Hope you enjoyed the video. It's a really long video. Oh my god,
I'm on the war.
it's super long. See.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed my review of the longest video ever in my history.
No, it's not that long. You made
Alright.
like hours and hours longer. Anyway, so the thing is like, yeah, you know what? Let's just cut it because the movie is so weird. Like we cannot
No.
explain it.
We are gonna explain it. We are gonna push through.
No,
If I
no.
did the movie, the silent, I can do this.
The thing is, I have to go home soon.
Yeah, but let me
So-
explain it fast.
so
So the robot guy saves her when she was a child, our main protagonist chick.
No, you know what? Let's just summarize it. Like put it all together. The movie is convoluted.
Convoluted as shit.
They have characters that
There were
don't-
some cool stuff.
Yeah.
There were some cool stuff.
Instead of making plot devices, they just add characters so that they can have those plot devices. Instead of having stuff happen within the movie, they add characters to make this happen and make that happen.
Yeah.
We need more
But-
ships in the air.
Yeah, but the prison, if you want to go back to the prison breaks down and he says, "Oh, we're gonna take out the evil guy," and the evil guy rips out.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
Explain about the guy that was sympathetic that I liked, the Terminator green robot.
yes, I'm gonna explain him because
I liked him. He
He
was the
is
best.
also-
He was the best.
he was just added there. Look, Valentine needs a way to find
His
the chick.
daughter,
Yeah,
his legitimate. Yeah, he says, "You killed my mother," and she's like,
yeah.
He's
That
like,
comes
"Oh."
later. Anyway, so
Yeah.
he needs a way to find her and kill her. But obviously,
Mhm.
he can't do that. He can't like send out chips to go and search for one person. They're never
Yeah.
gonna find it.
Did you like the
So-
British police in this movie?
Wait,
Cool.
so finally, we suddenly just find out, oh, there is this killer robot Terminator thing
that
just-
knew her. That knew her.
That knew her and wants to kill her. Oh, that's super. How did that happen? Oh, well, and he just lets it loose, and suddenly the robot just finds her. So how the heck did the robot?
It was
even
like a
know where she
Terminator,
was?
but it was cool.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was sympathetic, but
But how did it know where she was? Does she have a tracker in her or something? We don't know that. He
no,
just
I know,
went
I
out,
know.
Oh, there you are.
But one thing I wanted to explain. Remember what the bad guy said about the thing had fight it in? He fight it in a nomad war.
Yeah, but
It was a nomad war.
it's
So
true
it's
that. That's
basically,
some
I
random
think
backstory.
after the thing that happened with the Medusa explosion in our time, basically became a war with cyborgs.
Christian, they just added that so they have a
Yeah.
reason for a robot to exist.
Yeah, but that was cool. That was a cool idea. I like the robot
Yeah, that's the
because
thing.
I like the war scene. I like the war scene when he saved
There
her in the
was-
past.
That's the thing.
And he said, "He made me a promise. She made me a promise. She
But-
made me a
but
promise."
That's the thing. There was no war scene. They just said that so that they have a reason to add a robot into their movie.
Yeah, a bit lazy, but I like the robot anyway.
And-
Aesthetically, what do you like about the
But
robot
the
aesthetically?
thing is, like, I think they have a picture of him here.
Yeah, all right, perfect. We have him here. Yes.
The thing is, like, it
Yeah.
makes no sense. Why does he want to make her into a robot?
Oh yeah, yeah. But
He
first,
doesn't
first,
explain
first
that.
explain that he got her. He took the necklace that her mother left. Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning!
Well, like, I suppose he wants to make him into a robot so she can die, so he cannot.
So he cannot be alone.
Yeah. So
It's a bit like a
he
sad.
cannot-
You know what I think about it
He
when
doesn't
I.
want to lose
Wait,
someone
wait.
he likes.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's
let me
like-
remember. You know what I think about it when you said that? When I was in the movie theater, I was thinking, I remember this from somehow. And I then remembered, it's a Pinocchio thing.
Yeah, basically.
Except this is a father before 2000, we say 2018.
Yeah.
That lost his wife and his child. And we see it from a picture, and he also has a little doll here that has a hat. That has a hat like this, a red hat, and he
Yeah.
remembers. And I can understand that. I liked him because of it. I was like, I don't want him to die, but I don't want him to be evil. He was badass, but he also was like, how the fuck did you jump from a wheel that's moving in a fucking giant cannibalistic house castle to another one? But did you like the photo? The photo was easier to explain to me, and he was like, eat.
But you thought that he was the boy, but he was the father, not the boy.
Yeah, I thought. Can you explain it to the audience, or should I? Wait, I shouldn't.
There was a photo.
It was a photo of a boy and a mother.
No,
But
a father, not a
father.
mother.
That's the thing. The movie doesn't show me clearly the picture.
How many times have you seen a mother with a beard?
I don't know. Wait.
In real life?
Skäggiga damen, det finns en. In circus.
Yes.
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 But whatever. It's the father. That's the father with his son. So he's basically remembering, or he's basically suppressing it and remembering it as well.
Yeah, well,
And he
he
basically took care of her how many years?
I would imagine like at least.
She's 20.
She's more than 20. She's maybe like 25. So maybe
25, yeah.
So at least.
But they told her age.
At
She
least
was 5.
15
She was
years.
5.
No, 8.
8. She was 8 when she was taken care of.
So
So
basically 15 years he was taking care of her.
yeah. And that's a bit douchey because of leaving him.
Yeah.
I think I was a bit sad about it. But in the movie, I think he was. I think that was his wife, in the picture. But this is the problem with the movie. They were inconsistent. They didn't explain it. And for the love of God, you made Lord of the Rings. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. But I'm not ashamed of anyone that did effects and outfits. I'm proud of you. You at least tried to do something creatively. But for those that did the writing and the storyboard,
Yeah, I gotta say.
I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry.
You're right there. The outfits do make a lot of sense. Like they.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's the guys that did Hobbit as well. Oh my god.
The clothes, like I have no complaints about the clothes. No complaints.
They fit. They make sense.
Yeah, like in the Londoners, they have like this London kind of like
London,
18th, 19th century.
18th, 19th century.
It makes sense. I like
The
it.
rich guys, rich aristocracy,
Even
soldiers, richest.
the only problem they don't have that Orkney
What is that word? What is that word I'm trying to find? The rich aristocracy.
aristocracy.
Yeah, the rich guy in the kings and queens shit.
Yeah.
Kings and queens. Sorry. No offense to anyone in England. No offense to anyone in England, please. No offense.
Christian, do you remember when she went to the entrance of the church? What was she thinking? She alone against like 4 or 5 armed guards.
Which one? Our main protagonist?
Yeah, and then she
Alright.
goes and hides behind a bench, and like
How the fuck do you hide behind a bench when they shoot you with automatic guns?
That's not the thing. The thing is like, okay, she hit behind a bench. Oh, they can't see her. But then you see bunch of laser pointers on her face. And
What?
Moron! If they have laser pointers right on your face, pretty sure they can see you hiding behind that bench.
Oh my god! books are much better than this.
Why didn't she hide behind a bush? Isn't that like,
Much logical.
yeah, they can see you then. She's like, oh, I'm behind this bench. You can't see me now. She must be high.
I don't mind.
Stone. She must be so stone.
Oh my god. You know what? We can say this. This is the funniest movie if you want to be having inconsistencies as shit.
Yeah, it's a very bad movie. No, wait, it's an okay movie. Although
I
it
will
has
give.
a lot of mistakes.
What is the good points we're gonna say about this? Seriously, Lord of the Rings, you have fallen from your grace.
I,
I am not. I'm sorry for you, artists, storyboard artists. I'm sorry for you that did the effects. What are they called?
I
The
think
people that
the
the
thing is-
people that did the clothes, the design, the idea,
the thing is
the idea of this
the
world.
history. The history
How
makes
do you call
sense.
those people that are doing the designs and idea and
The
concepts?
artist.
The artists.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you. I'm not sorry for the high ups.
Anyway, the thing is, I gotta say, the history makes sense. I have no complaints. The execution is what I complains with.
Yeah, the
And-
execution went flying off the window.
And the thing is, that they're mainly like small mistakes they did throughout the entire movie. That if you change them, you would have a really good movie.
Yes.
So no, I don't have big complaints.
No. But anyway, we continue with the story. So basically, it takes care of her for a couple of years.
Yes.
She escapes. She escapes.
My friend, you continue without me. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
go
no,
home.
no. Let me explain it fast. So they basically get captured by some cannibal centipede women, centipede man. No, don't go.
Person in a centipede.
Yeah, but they were like,
vehicle.
drink some tea, and he's like, yeah, and then like, what was the tea again?
Algae.
Algae?
Yeah. From the septic tanks.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. Wait, don't go, don't go.
Sorry, friend. Gotta go home.
Don't leave me, you bastard. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway, guys. So basically, they get captured by some cannibals, almost sold, and then they get saved by Matrix chick with a red trench coat and some glasses. And she was her best friend's mother's best friend from many years ago. And her best friend's mother, or her mother, main protagonist's mother, with the red bandana, was an archaeologist, a person that liked to find old stuff underground. I mean, underground. So I like the effects of the deadly weapon as well. But anyway, hey Mohammed, could you come here for a second? I'm just jumping in here in the movie. I explained about the slavery and shit. Also, the slaves sold the person that sells the slaves. I'm sorry, but the person that sold the slaves, he had a thief jacket.
Glöm inte att de inte köper slavar egentligen, utan de köper folk för att göra sausages utav dem.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Wait, don't go. I need to explain one thing. The mother found a very dangerous weapon book, or yeah, hey don't. A very dangerous book and stuff. And she was like, "Yay, get it, my daughter! You can get the little special key from a eye necklace." And the robot guy actually saved her and had that damn it, had that eye necklace thing, we could say. And yeah, so basically, our main evil guy father killed his love interest mother, stabbed her and killed her. And then the mother said, before she died, she said, "Take the thing and run!" And she ran away. And after 8 years, the robot saved her, and we have her now in present, as I said before. Or I didn't say before, but when she comes to another city up in the skies, try to do a Bioshock one on that one. Anyway, Bioshock is a game franchise. Sorry. So what happens was that basically the Matrix person that knew her basically said, what was that code, and she got it, and she's like, yeah, and she didn't remember. And then Tom, our main protagonist, other Tom, he was like, yeah, this is the symbol, and wrote it down like this. And she was like, yeah, I remember. There was some cool stuff, but like, holy shit, the execution. And then the other side bad guy, that was like Edmund, the guy that looked at the other guy at the window all the time to find this secret ancient artifacts that were the parts for the deadly Medusa weapon. He wasn't seen in the movie later on. He must have been killed off screen because he said to the main bad guy, "I want a promotion and stuff." And nope, we didn't see him later on. Ad saying, you dumbass. But anyway, I like the artistic style, but seriously, the execution. But anyway, I like the world building a bit. And this movie is based on 4 books. Holy shit, they've screwed up this one. So anyway, my score of this movie is they had a cool action fight in the end. Spoiler warning, they had a cool action fight in the end. I spoiled it before. But they were fighting with some resistance fighter people that were behind a giant metal wall and stuff. And they were from China or Japan, I'm not sure, from other cultures, and they were like the good guys. It's basically like imagine Mordor from Lord of the Rings, except the Mordorians, the people from Mordor were the good guys. Just imagine that, but with other humans and such. And they had pretty cool designs. They had fish designs of ships. They had Chinese or Japanese fish design ships that fly around. And then we have 2 generic guys and 1 generic chick that was called. We should call the other one A Badass, and the other guy Toilet. He had another name, but he was called Toilet at the last end of the movie. Jesus Christ! And the whole fleet of the resistance fighter that our main protagonist joined with, and our main protagonist's what was it? Yeah, other main protagonist's Tom. Yeah, the other main protagonist Tom's yeah, the main protagonist loves interest. Damn it, I forgot. But basically, they fall in love a bit, and he basically said that my parents were. I wanted to be a pilot. I told it before. So he basically donned, I think a Japanese or Chinese pilot suit. Pretty cool. And he suits up to fight, and he does a freaking Star Wars and destroys the fucking engine of the Britain ship. Anyway, before I should have said that, I should have said that before. You know what I say now? Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. I should put spoiler warning under this title as well. Anyway, so he basically destroys the whole ship, and he has his other love interest, which is the evil bad guy's daughter, second daughter. And then she's like, "I don't trust you," blah blah blah. And she is more in love with the guy that basically saw Tom fall down, which is an engineer, and he is a good engineer with the gray hair that I told before in this video. And he was like, "Holy shit." But he's like, "No, don't tell anyone." And they had a rule in the engineer class, which were the people that were the lower class of this society, that were like, "Shh, don't talk about stuff like this." And she was like, "No." And then like everything that your father has done, everything is built on lies and such like that. And they go and investigate the church. And of course, James, the person that finds the old things, the librarian that finds the old things, we could say, or the archaeologist librarian slash librarian, basically says that that church was not for God and stuff. It's basically not a good place, we could say. So the movie had potential, but fell pretty short, or fell a lot, like this movie's title. And it's based off 4 books. Jesus. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review. Have fun time and enjoy. So basically, the resistance fighter gets destroyed by this Medusa weapon and like shh, and gets lasered in the wall, and hundreds of people are dying. Holy shit! And also the Matrix person that was with sorry my throat again. Anyway, the childhood friend that knew her mother, or the friend that knew the main protagonist's mother, basically sacrifice herself, fights, and fights in a cool fight. Pretty cool. And they have some cool fights and some cool stuff. And then we also have a scientist chick that he says, do it and fix the machine now. And like, yeah, she's like, I need more of these consistors or all things that we have. Very strong nuclear consistors are very strong material and necessary things to operate this deadly Medusa machine. And I cannot understand this. The enemy of the movie, which are London's this battleship, whatever, and the wall that are the good guys, they worship this Medusa character, and it's like, why would you worship the thing that destroyed us from the modern time now, basically? Not a good idea. I wouldn't worship that if I survived, pretty much, but they did, and it must be an instinct concept that we have still in humanity, which we do have actually, I think. So then our main protagonist like, oh, looks at the eye thing and like, oh yeah, and then like, oh my god, I find the nuclear key, and I find the stop switch for this whole mess. But then our main protagonist, bad guy father, basically says, fire again, load and fire, and like that takes so long, oh shit. And oh, I forgot to mention, the bad guy father actually killed the old leader guy from the Britain, the one that followed the old ways, and he says, you're ancient like a dinosaur. You're an extinct idea or an extinct thing. And then he shot them down and killed them fast. And basically, the main bad guys, other father, damn it, I forgot. Other adopted daughter was like, no, I should go back. And then he says like, no, you shouldn't go back. And she's like, yeah, I shouldn't go back. And they infiltrated a cathedral under the ground of London in a London city town machine slash car castle thing, which was this the engines thing. And they did it, and it's like, oh shit. And then they're like, yeah, you can go and I stay. What happened to the guy with the blonde hair, with the gray hair? Sorry, with the gray hair. The engineer guy, the cool engineer guy. That was a bit cool that I liked. What happened to him? He fucking disappeared after the movie in the last part of the movie. But anyway, I like the action scenes, and poor Toilet survived or died, I'm not sure. And the other guy that basically looks like Aquaman, he survived, he fighted. And then the other chick that was basically character number 300 died and like, oh, crashed in right into a center or to a machine gun that was like a tower, like, and they fighted pretty well. They did pretty cool. Sorry, my throat again. They did pretty cool action scenes. I can give them that. They had cool action scenes, cool designs on the ships and the towers and the houses and stuff like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. Captain Alfred doing the movie review of Engines, Immortal Engines, or as the title should be called, not Immortal Engines, because they were not so immortal. Because our main protagonist did like a Han Solo thing and like and shot it down in loud flag. Whee! I fly out! Yay! And then they have a happy ending, and our main protagonist kisses the pilot Tom, and I think she was called, yeah, Esther or something, with a red bandana. I liked her when she was tough. But then she told about her backstory as well. I forgot. Oh, I also forgot how convenient it was. Like, oh, the mother's like, take the box, my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter or 5-year-old daughter. Take the box, and then take the key, or take the freaking eye of Ra or something. It was an eye thing, like a Medusa eye, or it was an gargoyle. It was like a cyclone eye with a necklace. And she's like, take it. And then she's like, oh, I'm dead. Take it now. And the father was like, ah, come back here, I'm going to kill you. And she's like, oh, he died. And she also got a scar by a freaking giant sword, like, right here. Scar there. Scar over here. And she survived, yeah. Pretty much that. And I feel sorry for the robot guy as well. I like the music, though. The music was really good. 10 out of 10 on the music score. Artistically speaking, I will give the movie now my scores. So the final end was basically the father. Oh, I forgot to mention how the father died. Pretty ironic. He died by his own creation, which was not the canon of Medusa, but that died too. And everyone is like, yeah. And James, the guy that was the librarian, he was like, oh, what the fuck have we done? You know what the fuck we done. But what the fuck the bad guy had done. He knows it, but he tried to stop it, but seriously, he could have stopped it. Sorry, my throat, I'm tired. Yeah, we'll end the video here. But anyway, he tried to stop it and stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. I laughed my ass off of this of the ridiculousness of this movie. But it was fun, but it can be fun if it's ridiculous. Anyway, so the father dies and they fight a battle, and the daughter gets like, "Oh, I will defeat you," and he's like, "Remember," and he's like, "Remember in my eye, remember." Basically, that's a convincing speech to try to basically stop her to shoot him, and then she gets the upper hand and almost shoot him. That's the thing. I hated that she didn't kill him because the one that killed him was Tom, and Tom like, "Yeah, you die!" And he takes a rocket. He has like a rocket launcher on the on. Damn it, what was her name? The Wanted Woman. Damn it, they even have a Wanted Woman in this movie. She was a good character though, kinda. I liked some of the ideas. They had a type of bomb grenade thing that they tried to stop to kill the green Terminator cyborg. And what happened was that what was it again? Yeah, I need to remember. I will remember soon. Ah, almost everyone that was like a side character that was oh he's called Jeff. She's called Stacy, and he's called Toilet. Almost all of them survived. Only two. No, actually, almost all of them died. And one guy like and the robot like throw him down and throws him down from the window or from a balloon window. And they had a city in the sky. And how the hell did that work? And the city 2 seconds later, everyone like, we need to leave, we leave. And the robot's like, oh my god, I remember my child's hand. Like remember, he was like, my child's hand, like holding like it. It was nice. It was a nice scene, but it was like my child's hand, and then he dies like, oh my god, he dies. Like, oh my god. It was like, oh my god, he dies. That was sad. I like the green robot or the Terminator-esque green robot sits something begins with an S. They had cool concepts like the robot from yeah from that war from the war that would be like 5 or 6 years ago more older. And how convenient it was one that survived. Why could it have been more that survived? That would have been more interesting. But of course, plot points. Of course, plot armor. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Captain Offer talking about Mortal Engines. So basically, the good guys win. The bad guy father gets crushed by the freaking engine of the British city, crushed by the boot, and he's like, ah! And he's like, I'm gonna succeed, I'm gonna survive, and he survived, and then he's like looking at the wheels coming, and the wheel is like this, and he's like looking, oh my god, I survived, and he's like, oh my god, no, 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 and then he got crashed. And then the what was it? What was it again? The one that did this movie, these ones that did the movie was it's a sci-fi fantasy. We could say sci-fi future fantasy kinda. So the ones that did this movie were Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. It could work, but it didn't. The execution was a bit bad, really bad. But it was fun with what it was. But seriously, the minions. Oh my god. But anyway, my total score for this movie, music, I will give 10. Story, I will give definitely I will give it a definitely a 4. And it's based on 4 novels. Perfect score on that one. The art and design and universe idea, I will give 8. Wait. I will give 8. All right. Hmm? Good. I think my computer is lagging or something. But anyway, I will give 8 for that. The story, the art direction, and the background and stuff. I will give 8 for the clothes and this. Sorry, the design idea. We could say. All right. Good. And my final verdict would be: watch it if you have nothing else to watch, or if not, wait for Spider-Man. Wait for the Spider-Man verse movie. It was not super bad. We'll see you next time. Captain Malford signing out.